fans, as you know, are very rapid here, Eddie, and I think the best team won tonight. I think they checked real well. They got right on top of us.
Johnny Bower, a name that resonates deeply within the hockey community, is celebrated not just for his remarkable skills as a goaltender, but also for his incredible journey from humble beginnings to NHL stardom. Born on November 8, 1924 in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, Bower's early life was marked by adversity and determination. He was the only boy in a family of 9 children, and his introduction to hockey was anything but conventional. With makeshift equipment crafted from old mattresses and horse manure, he learned the game with a fierce passion that would carry him through a storied career. One of the most notable controversies surrounding Bower occurred during the 1964-65 season, when he shared goaltending duties with fellow Leaf great Terry Sawchuk. The NHL had a rule at that time that stated the goaltender who played the most games for the team that allowed the fewest goals would win the Vezina trophy. The Leafs finished with the fewest goals against that season, but because Sawchuk played 36 games compared to Bower's 34, Bower was initially denied recognition. This situation escalated when Sawchuk himself refused to accept the trophy unless Bower's name was also included. This act of solidarity highlighted not only Sawchuk's character, but also brought attention to how goaltending duties were perceived within the league. Ultimately, this controversy led to changes in how awards were distributed in hockey, an important moment in recognizing shared contributions among players. Another point of contention during Bower's career revolved around his use of protective gear. While many goaltenders began adopting masks in the late 1960s for safety reasons, Bower was initially resistant to wearing one. He finally donned a mask during his last season in 1969-70 at the age of 45. This late adoption stirred debates about player safety and tradition within hockey culture. Bower's reluctance to wear a mask was partly due to his belief that it hindered his vision and ability to play instinctively. However, after witnessing injuries sustained by other players, he eventually recognized its importance. This shift reflected broader changes in hockey regarding player safety, an ongoing conversation that continues today. Bower's time with the Leafs also came with its fair share of rivalries and heated moments, particularly against their arch-rivals, the Montreal Canadiens. The intensity of these matchups often led to controversial incidents on and off the ice. One memorable moment occurred during a playoff series when Bower faced off against Canadiens star Maurice "Rocket" Richard. Richard was known for his aggressive playing style and fierce competitiveness. During one game, tensions flared when Richard took exception to a save made by Bower, leading to a physical altercation between players from both teams. This incident not only highlighted the fierce rivalry, but also raised questions about sportsmanship and aggression in hockey, a topic that remains relevant today. Off the ice, Johnny Bower faced personal challenges that added complexity to his public persona. Despite being beloved by fans and teammates alike for his kindness and humility, he struggled with self-doubt throughout his career. Bower often spoke about feeling like an underdog despite his success, which fueled both his determination and insecurities. His journey through these emotional ups and downs resonated with many fans who saw him as more than just an athlete. They viewed him as a relatable figure facing life's challenges head-on. This connection helped solidify his legacy as not just a great goaltender, but also as a man of resilience, a narrative that sometimes clashed with the idealized image of sports heroes. Johnny Bower passed away on December 26, 2017, leaving behind a rich legacy intertwined with both triumphs and controversies. His contributions to hockey are undeniable. He is remembered as one of the greatest goaltenders in NHL history. However, it's essential to recognize that even legends like Bower face their share of struggles, both on and off the ice. In reflecting on Bower's life and career, it's clear that controversies often serve as catalysts for change within sports. Whether it was challenging outdated norms regarding player safety or advocating for recognition among teammates, Bower's experiences contributed to shaping modern hockey culture. The 1966-67 NHL season was a roller coaster for the Maple Leafs. After years of dominance in the early 1960s, they faced fierce competition from teams like the Montreal Canadiens and Chicago Blackhawks. However, under the guidance of coach Punch Imlach and with a roster filled with talent, including stars like Dave Keon and Frank Mahovlich, the Leafs managed to secure a spot in the playoffs. As they advanced through the postseason, Bauer's performance was nothing short of spectacular. Known for his agility and sharp reflexes, he was instrumental in leading Toronto past tough opponents. The team faced off against the St. Louis Blues in the semifinals and emerged victorious, setting up a showdown with their longtime rivals, the Montreal Canadiens, in the finals. The 1967 Stanley Cup final kicked off on April the 2nd at the Montreal Forum. The atmosphere was electric. Fans were eager to see if the Leafs could reclaim their glory against a formidable Canadiens team. In Game 1, however, things did not go as planned for Toronto. They suffered a crushing 6-2 defeat, with Bauer facing an onslaught of shots from Montreal's potent offense. Despite this setback, Bauer remained undeterred. He was known for his resilience and ability to bounce back from adversity. In Game 2 at the Forum, he turned in a masterful performance, shutting out the Canadiens with a score of 3-0. This game showcased Bauer's exceptional skill as he made numerous key saves against a relentless Montreal attack. As the series moved back to Toronto for Game 3 at Maple Leaf Gardens, anticipation was high. The Leafs had found their footing again and were determined to take control of the series. In a thrilling double overtime game that saw both teams exchanging chances, Bauer stood tall in net, making an astounding 60 saves. His performance not only kept Toronto in contention, but also inspired his teammates. The game ended with a dramatic goal from Jim Pappen that gave Toronto a crucial 3-2 victory. This win shifted momentum firmly in favor of the Leafs and demonstrated Bauer's ability to perform under pressure, an attribute that would become synonymous with his career. However, as fate would have it, disaster struck before Game 4. During warm-ups, Bauer injured himself while stretching to make a save. It was a moment that left fans and teammates anxious about their chances without their star goaltender. In stepped Terry Sawchuk, another legendary goalie who had joined Toronto earlier that season. Unfortunately for Toronto, Sawchuk struggled under pressure as Montreal took advantage of Bauer's absence and dominated Game 4 with a decisive 5-1 win. The series was now tied at 2 games each, raising concerns about whether Bauer would be able to return for Game 5. Bauer's determination shone through when he declared himself ready to play again for Game 5 back at Maple Leaf Gardens. At age 42, he was already one of the oldest players in the league, but showed no signs of slowing down. His return sparked hope among fans and teammates alike. In this pivotal game, Bauer delivered another stellar performance. Despite being tested repeatedly by Montreal's offense, led by stars like Jean Beliveau and Henri Richard, he held strong and made several key saves that kept Toronto in contention. The Leafs won Game 5 by a score of 4-2, putting them one win away from capturing the Cup.
I had a lot of good years in the American League, and actually right now they tell me I'm playing a lot better than I have been, probably maybe because I'm acquiring more experience in that.
With all eyes on them for Game 6 at Chicago Stadium on April 10th, tensions were high as fans anticipated what could be history-making for Toronto. The atmosphere was electric. Everyone knew that this could be Johnny Bauer's final chance to hoist the Stanley Cup. Bauer played brilliantly throughout Game 6, despite facing numerous shots from Bobby Hull and other Blackhawks forwards. He made several acrobatic saves that left fans gasping in awe, with Don Simmons backing him up after another injury scare during warm-ups. This time it was Sawchuk who had to step aside. Bauer's experience and poise shone through. In a nail-biting finish, Toronto secured a narrow victory with a final score of 2-1, thanks to goals from Keon and Pappen. As time expired, Bauer's teammates celebrated around him. They had done it. The Maple Leafs were crowned Stanley Cup champions once again. The victory in 1967 not only marked an end to an era, but also solidified Johnny Bauer's legacy as one of hockey's all-time greats. He became known not just for his skills, but also for his heart and determination, qualities that endeared him to fans across Canada and beyond. After this championship win, Bauer continued to play for another season before retiring from professional hockey in 1970. His contributions to the game were recognized when he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1976. Before Bauer could fully embrace his hockey dreams, he faced significant challenges. At just 15 years old, he enlisted in the Canadian Army during World War II, lying about his age to serve his country. This experience instilled in him a sense of discipline and resilience that would serve him well in the competitive world of professional hockey. After the war, Bauer began his professional career with the Cleveland Barons in the American Hockey League, AHL, during the 1945-46 season. Bauer's time with the Cleveland Barons was pivotal. Initially sharing goaltending duties, he quickly established himself as a formidable player. By 1949 and 50, he became the Barons' #1 goaltender and led them to multiple championships, including Calder Cup victories in 1951 and 1953. His prowess earned him recognition as one of the AHL's greatest goaltenders, culminating in 3 consecutive Les Cunningham Awards as the league's most valuable player from 1956 to 1958. Despite his success in the AHL, Bauer's NHL debut came later than many of his peers. In the 1953-54 season, he joined the New York Rangers, but faced challenges in securing a permanent spot on the roster. After a brief stint with the Rangers, he returned to the AHL before finally getting his big break with the Toronto Maple Leafs in 1958. Bauer's legacy truly began when he donned the Maple Leafs jersey. Over 11 seasons with Toronto, he became known as the China Wall for his incredible ability to stop pucks and defend against opposing teams. His tenure was marked by extraordinary achievements. Stanley Cup victories. Bauer played an instrumental role in leading the Maple Leafs to 4 Stanley Cups, 1962, and counting 63, 1964, and 1967. His performance during these playoff runs solidified his reputation as one of hockey's all-time greats. Vezina trophies. He won 2 Vezina trophies for allowing the fewest goals during a season, 1961 and 1965, showcasing his exceptional skill and consistency as a goaltender. All-Star appearances. Bauer was selected for multiple All-Star games throughout his career, further highlighting his status among elite players. Reflecting on those Stanley Cup victories, Bauer once said, "When we won the Stanley Cup, my head went numb, my whole body went numb. That was my dream from day one." These words capture not only his personal triumphs, but also resonate with fans who witnessed those historic moments. Each victory was not just a testament to skill, but also to teamwork and perseverance. As Bauer transitioned into retirement after the 1969-70 season, he left behind an indelible mark on hockey history. He was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1976 and named one of the 100 greatest NHL players in history in 2017. His influence extended beyond statistics. He became a beloved figure in Toronto and across Canada. Bauer's legacy is not solely defined by his accomplishments on ice, but also by his character off it. Known for his humility and kindness, he remained involved in hockey as a mentor and ambassador long after hanging up his skates. Johnny Bauer's life story is one of resilience, talent, and heart. From crafting makeshift gear as a child to becoming one of hockey's most celebrated goaltenders, Bauer exemplified what it means to pursue one's dreams against all odds. His journey serves as an inspiration, not just for aspiring athletes, but for anyone facing challenges in life. As we remember Johnny Bauer today, we celebrate not only his incredible achievements, but also the spirit of perseverance that defined him both on and off the ice. Whether you're a lifelong fan or new to hockey, Bauer's story is a reminder that greatness often comes from humble beginnings, and that true champions are made through hard work and dedication. So next time you lace up your skates or watch a game on TV, think of Johnny Bauer, the man who turned dreams into reality and left an everlasting legacy on the sport we love.